Hey, this is Dom, and I want you to subscribe if you like the following content. What is up, everybody? You got Dom back again, bringing you the first upload of the PICA. I'm in the league. The PICA Season 4 has started. I haven't done draft recap or anything, so there's no reason for you guys to have known about that. I played week 1 against Jonathan, and I lost 3-0, but I didn't record when I was doing that because I had to play on my phone, and I'll have to go back and find the replay and figure out how to get that uploaded. But this is week 2 against Melantosh. You've probably seen him on the channel before. We've played him, I believe, twice in our league career so far. First time we played him in this league, I got him into the league. He had wanted to be in last season, I think, but something happened to where he wasn't able to, or maybe like a time crunch. But I'm glad to have him in there. He's a really good competitive battler. He's a good guy too, so check out his channel below. I'll leave the link. Anyway, let's go ahead and start off with the team builder. My team is above right here. I have Mega Gardevoir, Zapdos, Klefki, Mienshao, Blastoise, Drapion, Lycanroc, Day, Darmanitan, Shaman, Salamence, and Ribombee. He has Mega Diancie, Tapu Bulu, Melodic, Entei, Gligar, Zoroark, Miltank, Necrozma, Cofagrigus, Lucario, and Frostlass. Alright, so first things first, I noticed that he only has one form of hazard removal, and that being Gligar. And the other good thing is if he does choose to run Defog, then it can't run Immunity, and I can take advantage of Toxicking that. And I know Miltank gets Heal Bell, so that's only really detrimental thing, I guess, to me trying to hazard stack or just toxic everything. But I have ways to deal around that depending on the battle. So first things first, I see Drapion is fantastic here. If I run Spadef set, then Diancie can't 2-hit KO with Moonblast, and I think it can maybe 2-hit KO with Diamond Storm, but I didn't really calc for that. I still don't think it can. It can 2-hit KO with Earth Power, however. We'll just have to play around that. But I have a red card on Drapion just so in case Diancie wanted to attack me, then red card would bop it out of the way so I can get my Toxic Spike up without having to worry about it getting on my side of the field. I assumed he would lead with Mega Diancie, but unfortunately I forgot about the new mechanics, so he's not going to just have to protect and lead off with it just to make sure that he gets his Mega Evolution off. But anyway, Toxic Spike is fantastic against his team. Poisons the Frostlass, Cofagrigus, Necrozma, Miltank, Zoroark, Entei, Melodic, like all of these things, Tapu Bulu, all of these things are something that I really like. I just need to keep whittled down because they're all fairly bulky, and I need to get some chip damage just to make sure that I can pick up my 2-hit KOs and 3-hit KOs and whatnot. I really wanted Poison Jab on this thing just in case he brought in Tapu Bulu, but I didn't really have room on the team for it because I was assuming Gligar would be his primary switch into this, and I can knock off the Eviolite and go for a Hidden Power Ice just to keep it low. And Toxic Spikes again is just the main thing I was going to have for it. Earthquake is just to be able to hit Mega Diancie as well as Lucario fairly hard and not give it the justified boost with the knockoff. So next thing I noticed is I need a way to get rid of Miltank, and I really need a good counter to Mega Diancie if like the shit hits the fan. Nope, sorry for the potty mouth, but that's pretty much what I mean. So going back to my friend Aster, I remember the set that he used in I believe it was the NPL or the GPC? I think it was the GPC actually. Anyway, it's Focus Sash, Regenerator, Mienshao. Now what this does is if he chooses to attack me with his Mega Diancie, then I can pray I don't miss and go for the high jump kick, and I don't think it'll knock it out from full, but it will be doing enough to where any chip damage from anything else will be able to knock it out, and it doesn't get recovery, so that's awesome. It's also a really good revenge kill, like late game. Hidden Power Ice is just to hit the Gligar again, because Gligar's more often than not a really safe switch into Mienshao, but it's not going to be this time. I'm going to have knockoff to get rid of the Eviolite too, and just to pressure the switch. I kind of want to bait him into thinking that I am Choice Scarf just with the way I play it, because everything barring his Zoroark and his Mega Diancie are slower than me. I guess Frostlass too, and I can take advantage of that, and I get to keep Regenerator, so even if I do take damage, I can keep switching in and out and get the Regenerator back so I can get my Focus Sash to stay intact. And besides that, it takes care of Miltank. It's just really good as a pivot as well. I can U-turn on Necrozma, knock off Necrozma, U-turn, knock off Cofagrigus, yada yada yada. You know, Mienshao is just a really good mon in general, just to keep momentum. Then we see Entei. Entei is a humongous problem for my team because I don't really have the greatest switch-ins to it, barring Blastoise. So of course Blastoise had to come. At first I had a sub Earthquake Toxic Roost Salamence, but I just felt like he would throw HP Ice on too many things, and that would kind of just lose me momentum a lot. So I decided to bring Blastoise, especially since he had the potential to start setting up hazards with Gligar and Cofagrigus as well as Frostlass. So I really needed Blastoise to be here. So I have a Toxic Refresh Scald Rapid Spin set. This way, if I get Burn or Toxic, I can just get rid of that, so I can 1v1 Melodic, barring it having Rest. Rapid Spin obviously to get rid of Hazard. Refresh, just explain that. And Scald, you know, just the chance to burn is always nice, and it matches up and does a good amount of damage to Entei as well. Again, him not having a hazard removal barring Gligar is really nice for Klefki, and it's another opportunity to get up spikes and hazard stack just to whittle down his team even more. Flash Cannon for Diancie. This thing could have 1v1 can 1v1 Diancie barring a Hidden Power Fire, but by the time he gets a Hidden Power Fire off, Flash Cannon will have already hit him and he will be going down. We have Toxic just because I didn't think Thunder Wave was worth it because his team is fairly slow, barring Mega Diancie and Frostlass pretty much, and I didn't think Thunder Wave was really going to behoove me that much. And again, a lot of his team is really hampered by it being Toxic. Magnet Rush just to block the Earthquakes from Earth Power from Mega Diancie and Gligar, as well as the Earthquake from Miltank. And you know, Flash Cannon just solid stab spikes. Yeah, you know what it does. And it's got Spadef investment. Oh, let me bring that stuff back up. It's got Spadef investment just so that it can deal with Mega Diancie a little bit better. Blastoise is max defense, if I didn't say that already. It can wall Entei like indefinitely. Even if he has Toxic, again, I have Refresh. What have we gone? Alright, Zapdos. I really wanted Zapdos here because Zapdos having the massive amount of special attack it does and a really good amount of speed. I didn't really need it to fill a defensive role this time, and it also allowed me to use Static as an ability. It's still fairly bulky even without any investment. Leftovers allows me to just stay healthy, and I don't really need anything besides Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and Hidden Power Ice, which is really nice this game because once Gligar goes down, I can just spam Volt Switch if I want, and I'm faster than the majority of things, and I can just drop Thunderbolts, and he does not have any switch into Thunderbolts barring Tapu Bulu, and I guess I still have HP Ice, and it can't really do much back to me barring like Stone Edging me. So Zapdos is definitely going to be a good offensive mon here. And then last but not least, we have Shaman, and Shaman was going to be my backup counter to Mega Diancie if me and Shao went down or its sash was broken for any reason. It's able to take 2 Diamond Storms, and it's able to take 3 Moonblasts without dying. Seed Flare just tears through the team because it can get the Spadef drops. Like, even if Entei wanted to come in, obviously I wouldn't keep it in, but it's going to do a decent amount like, of chip damage. Tailwind for late game, Zapdos can just come in and drop Thunderbolts. Me and Shao can come in and drop high jump kicks and still have the sash intact. Synthesis, just to stay healthy obviously, and Earth Power to hit Lucario and Diancie pretty hard. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. So, switch sides, hold on, music off. So what I decided to do is lead with, I believe I led with me and Shao. Normal. Yeah, so I lead with me and Shao, and obviously me and Shao's not going to be doing anything against Melodic, so I'm just going to go for a U-turn. Let him think that I'm probably Scarfed, seeing as that that's not banded damage, so I see an opportunity to go into Drapion and get spikes up. I forgot I had Red Cart, honestly, when I made that play, but it brought Entei, and that was actually fine with me because I can get my Toxic Spike up. Here's where I misplayed with Drapion a little bit, and it could have hurt me a little bit because he has Earthquake, and I got my Toxic Spikes up, but almost at what cost, because I lost Drapion, and Gligar still has Defog, so it's pretty much a waste of a mon at this point. But getting this damage off on the Miltank is still pretty nice because now what I can do is I can bring in me and Shao again, and I can threaten him out with the high jump kick, which I do go for, expecting Gligar to come in just to get a little bit of chip damage. We land the high jump kick, and then I can go for the Hidden Power Ice right after this. Unfortunately, I get a crit and bring him down to 10%, so this puts him in a position where he has to pretty much sack his Gligar, but that opens up room for Klefki to start getting up spikes afterwards, so that's awesome. It was almost worth losing my Drapion just to get rid of Gligar that early. In comes his Entei. I'm not expecting him to be Scarfed, and I have the sash to choose, so I didn't really see a point in trying not to U-turn. At this point he knows that I'm not Scarfed, so that's fine. He goes for the Sacred Fire, bring him Blastoise. As you saw, we took nothing from that, and we can just go for the Toxic here, expecting Melodic to, Miltank or Melodic to come in, either or. And as it does, and then I can just refresh off this burn, just so Blastoise is still recovering some health, and I can keep it, you know, moderately healthy. So he doesn't Heal Bell here, and that led me to think that he doesn't have it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, what I do, okay, so I go hard into Zapdos because I know he has Body Slam and he has Earthquake. I didn't think he'd have a rock move. I don't even know if Miltank gets a rock move. Unfortunately, he has the Milk Drink and it's doing just enough to not be doing too much to him. So what I do is decide to just Volt Switch and go back into Klefki here, I think. Because all he can do is really Earthquake me. I have Magnet Rise, but I'm pretty sure he's going to just double into, or not double, but switch into here, because theoretically I shouldn't really be able to do much to him. I go for the Spike instead of the Magnet Rise, just expecting that. It was kind of a 50-50 there. And I believe I just am free to go right back into Blastoise here. I have no reason not to. He goes for the Sacred Fire, and thankfully he doesn't get the burn, and I think he goes into Melodic here, is it, I think? No, he goes into Miltank because I go for the Scald. I think I'm going for the Scald just for that very case in general. If Miltank came in, then it would die to the Scald plus the Spike. So Melodic's going to come out now, and now he has no way to heal Bell, so I just get a free Toxic off. Not really sure why he Scalded there, but, you know, it is what it is. If anything, that just helped. He gets his Marvel Scale, which helps him a little bit, I guess, but the only physical mon I have is me and Chao. So I go into Zapdos. I'm not really worried about anything. He goes for the Toxic. It's not that big a deal. But now he has no switch into a Thunderbolt, so I can just get rid of Melodic now. And that pretty much makes it so Zapdos, it's still useful, but it's done its job, and I can kind of play a little bit more freely with that. Deante is still alive. I don't want to take a Diamond Storm. So what I do is I go hard into Klefki because I'm pretty sure that I should be able to take it fairly easily. He does go for it. It actually does a decent amount of damage, believe it or not. And now I'm kind of stuck here because I want to go for the Spike, but I believe what I do is end up pulling a double, because if I Spike, then it gets bounced back. If I go for Flash Gain, he goes into Entei and it does nothing. So I do get that play right, and I pull a double in a Blastoise. He goes for the Natural Gift, which would have surprised me if I had gotten a little bit less health. And I didn't actually know Entei got Natural Gift, so that was really good prep on his part. But we are max defense, so we took that pretty easily, and we're able to get rid of that early. And I'm able to just go for the Scald here, because Blastoise is going to go down, and it's done its job getting rid of Entei. So now what I'm able to do is just bring in Shaman, my boy Shaman, and just go for the Earth Power. And it doesn't quite knock him out, but unless he gets a crit with Moonblast, we should be fine. I didn't want to risk the Seed Flare miss. That's the reason I went for Earth Power, not Seed Flare. And then Lucario comes out, and that's the last thing I have to worry about. And I don't know if this crit mattered or not. It might have, but regardless, E-Speed shouldn't have knocked out me and Chao from full, and we still had Zapdos as well, which should outspeed the Lucario. So we're able to get a crit and knock out the Lucario, and that's going to be a good game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Melon down below. We're 1-1 in the PSCA. That's pretty much how my last season went. I lost my first round, and then I kind of had a win streak going after that, made it to playoffs. So we'll just see how it goes. I just need to take more time and you know, focus on building and actually thinking out my opponent's strategies a little bit better. As the prep did this time, I actually have a good draft to work with as well, so that's fantastic. Melon has a really good team too. He just went a little bit too, I guess, passive with it. If he had brought all of his offensive mons and maybe not Melodic, Miltank, and Gligar, then I would have had a much tougher time dealing with him. But yeah, it was definitely a good battle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. Peace.